This video is going to address discharge. What does that mean? Well, you're all ready. You're ready to go home, or you're ready to go to rehab center. So what's going to go on today? Outside of what's already been normally going on with you seeing and talking to the doctor, therapist, nurse, and all the other team members, they're going to get you a number of instructions and exercises for you to leave with. They're also going to give you instructions on the medications that you're going to be on, when and how to take them, and what to do when there's a problem. For example, if you're going to be placed on a blood thinner, my blood thinners are going to be given for 30 days. Hopefully, we've already talked to your insurance company, checked with what's on formulary, and now you've already had that prescription filled. You're going to take it as it's instructed. But they're going to tell you and remind you what the name of the blood thinner is, how often to take it, and they're going to go through all the medications, and they will give you a checklist. Wound care is another important one. When we've done your surgery, we made a cut, we covered it up in the operating room, you may have the nurse place a surgical dressing on your wounds. That dressing is a special dressing that has silver impregnated in the dressing to help decrease any risks of infection. It's another layer of protection. Do not touch this. This must stay on for at least 2 weeks or until your follow-up appointment with me or Ms. Bavolo, my physician assistant. Follow-up appointments are usually 2 weeks after surgery, give or take a day or so. Don't touch the surgical dressing unless there's a problem. But if there is a problem, pick up the phone and call our office. And then we'll instruct you on what to do and how to address the problem. Usually that means that there might be some blood or drainage coming out of the dressing. We want you to clean that up, but we don't want you to remove the dressing until you call us. Something else you might encounter is swelling, bruising, and that might be from your joints, in your thigh, to your knee, to your lower leg or your ankle. That's normal. However, if it becomes out of proportion, you may have signs of a blood clot. Any one of those that I've mentioned could be signs of a blood clot. Even something as simple as a fever could be a sign of a blood clot. However, we do expect swelling and bruising throughout the leg. And so this is something that if we feel is a blood clot, you will call us, let us know what's going on, and we may send you for a test called a Doppler ultrasound. That basically means they're going to place a probe, look at your whole leg, and determine if there's a blood clot. Even if you're on a blood thinner, you're still at risk for a blood clot. That's the same for everybody. Certain patients carry higher risk than others. Physical therapy. This is something that's going to continue after your discharge, whether you're going home or to a rehab center. Please make sure you do these exercises regularly, 3-4 times a day, whatever the case may be. It is normal to have pain. We've been monitoring your pain, giving medications, and tinkering with the medications to see what works for you, what's been controlling your pain. But you'll never be without some type of discomfort. You have to work through the pain. But if the pain is excruciating, call us. We don't want it to be that bad. We don't want you to be screaming loudly because there's so much pain. That might mean a sign of a blood clot or a problem with the surgical wounds, or the medication is just not covering your pain. Now that you're ready to go home, we want you to do all the things that we've already talked about once you get home. You already had your follow-up appointment. You have everything else set up. Your medication should already be set up as well. But if we've missed anything along the way, please tell us, please talk to us, call us at any point in time. I would rather hear from you and answer your questions and tell that you're doing okay, just having some extra questions, rather than hearing from you 2-3 days later and missing something important like an infection or a blood clot. And in the end, if anything is very bothersome to you and you can't get a hold of us, something that is excruciating, very worrisome and bothersome, you could always call 911. We want you to not call 911 if you can get a hold of us and we can direct things. But if it's in the middle of the night and there's a problem and you can't get a hold of anybody on our team, you can call 911 and go to the nearest emergency room. But please let us know that that's happened. We have to have open and honest communication throughout the whole process. Now, recovery at this point is going to be somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks for either a hip or knee replacement. That recovery depends on how well you're doing, mainly your exercises and you monitoring your symptoms. The exercises are just as important as the surgery itself. So please, do your exercises regularly. There's a reason you have a coach. They're there to motivate you. They're not there to hate on you or to cause you any strife or grief. They're there to motivate you. They're there to work with you. So please work with them, because they're our way of making sure you're doing what needs to be done. Because if you don't, I've seen a number of times. As an orthopedic surgeon who specializes in adult reconstruction of the hip and knee, I do revision, redo surgeries. And I've seen a lot in my career. I don't want those to happen to anybody. But if they do, I'm the person to help out.